Welcome to Downtime in the Apocalypse, a podcast where Ted talks and Kevin listens. I am Ted.
And I am Kevin.
Listeners, okay, I have had so little sleep over the last few days. I've been working my normal evening shift plus some overnights.
Yeah. You are what they call a dead man walking.
Yeah, this is the most awake I've been in days. I basically went home after my shift at 11 o'clock last night.
Yep.
Popped melatonin, and did not wake up until 30 minutes before I had to be at Kevin's place.
Yep.
So this is frankly the most aware I've been in several days. This is a problem, however, because I've been working.
Yes, the whole entire time.
So in my sleep-addled state, particularly yesterday, I've done some weird things.
This is a great segue. Okay. Yes.
And frankly, I need people's feedback because I don't know what to do now.
Yes. So take a break from what you're doing, whether it's like laundry or hunting for your own food. It's whatever you're doing. Take a break for a second and listen to Ted's woes and just judge him as a person, please.
Yeah, please. I just want to know because this was a spur of the moment thing, and now I don't know what to do. So
most crimes start off like that, by the way. A spur of the moment thing.
None of this is illegal, Kevin. None of this is illegal.
Well, nowadays, yeah.
That's true. Nowadays, unless it violates the Emperor's law, we're fine. So, Kevin.
The Bill of Duncan Rights, as it were.
Yes.
I want to make that. Well, I can't make it, but I want to print out that document.
We're gonna have to put this on a website at some point.
Yeah. The Duncan Empire site.
All right. So, Kevin, I'm sitting yesterday evening in one of the dorms. It's one of the quieter dorms. Everyone knows I'm a dead man walking, so they gave me a relatively easy spot for the night, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
And a student comes out and says, "Hey, I lost a tooth."
Okay. At what age are they? Like tooth fairy age?
So they're 13.
Okay.
So they've actually, I don't know why. This actually happens occasionally. We get like one student a year who does this.
Yeah.
When they're about 13, and for some reason, just like hormonal things, they didn't really lose much teeth when they were younger.
Okay.
But suddenly their adult teeth are all coming in basically at the same time because if they don't fall out beforehand, that's what your teeth like have a backup program to do.
Oh, okay.
So he lost 3 this week.
Oh.
Like this is super common for him at this point.
Yeah.
So Kevin,
you see like a layer of jaws, shark teeth.
Yes, exactly. So in my state, I just look at him and go, "I'll give you $1 for it."
What do you say?
Deal.
Okay, good.
Normally the students aren't allowed to have cash. So now
the dollar goes far.
I have in my possession 1 baby tooth.
So, you know what this reminds me of is every character you've ever had in D&D, for some reason, has like a collection of teeth.
Only one character has had a collection of teeth.
No, it was like more than one.
Okay, so I had
Ben's campaign that we recently did. You went to that store and you bought a thing of teeth.
That's the one I was thinking of.
The one before that, you like ripped out someone's teeth and wore it as some sort of wrist bracelet after we killed those kids. I think you did that, or you ate somebody. It's either one of those things.
No, it was the cannibalism.
Okay, it was the Sorry, that's a below or it's above. That's above. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know how to describe that, Ted.
Okay, so
I think you took some orc teeth or something too in this recent one. I think
the most recent one. No.
Okay.
No, that is not something.
Justin might have done that.
Would say. Yeah, that's something your brother would do. So to justify my actions.
Oh wait, it was a penis. That was it. You took like you and Justin last campaign, I think.
Which campaign, Kevin?
They all kind of blend together now. I think it was the one where we did D&D, right?
Okay.
Not the most recent one, but or was it the most recent one? You were trying to sell like a unicorn's like penis or something. I remember that. That was the thing you were trying to do.
Kevin, I made a reference to an Adventure Zone episode at one point. We never actually had a unicorn penis.
Oh, griffin penis. You had a griffin penis.
Right. Oh, we had a griffin penis.
It was the most recent one.
That's
okay.
Right.
All right. Never mind.
I think I have to explain a little bit about this. Not too much, because otherwise this entire show will be...
Plus, it's like a bird, so I thought it would have like a cloaca or something, but I guess not.
Well, so...
Ben's world, whatever happens, man.
I don't think we actually grabbed it. Me and Justin were lamenting the fact that we didn't grab the griffin penis.
Oh, that's true. Yes, you're heavily implying. You're
We
heavily
don't
hoping
actually
for.
know if it had one.
Yeah, you're right. We didn't do the.
Yeah, we slayed some griffins, and we wanted to bring back like proof of kill.
Yeah. So we thought the mighty griffin penis would be a good example of our proof here.
Yeah, no. So we took back, I think, a paw or something, and then later on we were thinking it's like, as we found out some of the body parts were worth money,
Yeah.
that we should have grabbed stuff
Yeah, we
from.
should. Yeah, we should have grabbed everything.
Yeah, and obviously when you had a few beers, the idea of going to a corner hawking a animal's penis is by far the funniest thing.
I mean, it works for like rhinos and stuff and elephants
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, grind it up and then you can live forever, or you have sex drive now. So
Yeah,
whatever works.
that's a weird. I mean, I get it, horn and horny, but still, it's a weird.
That doesn't work in like any other culture
Right?
though,
It's like,
because
or
that's
does it? Like, does
wordplay. I don't know if like horny and horn translate to the same thing.
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know the root of either word.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like I, it's also a lot of Asian countries where that's like a big
Yeah.
thing prevalent. So I don't know.
Yeah. So going back, when my character bought teeth, the
Yeah.
character before, the reason was I firmly planned on either pretending they were gold, which I ended up doing.
Oh God, yes.
I tried to pay someone with a pack of teeth and
Oh yeah.
hoping they would just buy it and leave, or if they opened it, be too intimidated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or
That's good. That's a good idea.
there's an action where you can cause someone disadvantage, like it's called literally hindering, and you just have to do something. And RDM is a little bit stingy about what can and can't be done.
Yeah.
And I thought
little.
yeah, and I thought an excellent idea to totally give someone disadvantage was throw a bunch of teeth in their face.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
There is, yeah, Kevin, like that's like, imagine this, it's like fistful of teeth just directly into you.
You know you can buy teeth on Wish.com, by the way.
You can buy anything on
Wish.com.
Okay.
Yeah. What have you bought?
Nothing.
Okay.
I went on looking for chunky seal plushes, and
What did you get? Or what'd you see?
things I can't unsee.
Oh no.
It's like, okay,
2 girls, 1 chunky seal plush.
oh my god, the amount of weird sex stuff that has now appeared as Facebook ads from Wish.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know exactly what
It's
you're
like,
talking about.
I've looked up one thing at Wish, and it was literally a stuffed animal. I'm like, I don't need fake ass cheeks.
Why does that always pop up?
I don't know. I don't need multi-headed dildos.
Yeah, that's another thing that pops up.
Okay, Kevin, you've been getting the same ads then?
Yeah, and the only thing I looked up was like a ruby sweatshirt,
Oh,
right? Yeah, and the other thing I looked up was like what was it? It was just like oh my god, I think it was something fat. It was like a slimmer or something like that.
oh okay,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and then just like afterwards, immediately, it's just like dildo, and then like a bunch of this other stuff that I did not search for. So I don't know what the algorithm for Wish is. It's probably on the same par as YouTube. So they have like, this really weird way they just like recommend things to you.
Even the CEO of YouTube
Doesn't
has
know.
admitted how bad the algorithm
okay.
is. Like, he's like, I watch 4 surfing videos one day, and for the next month and a half, I'm getting surfing videos. Nothing but surfing videos.
If you have a slight interest in something, or even a passing interest, that must mean you love it.
Yeah, if you ever want to look up something and you don't want to like be married to it internet style, like seeing it every day, incognito mode.
Yeah. Or I would say at this point maybe just go with incognito mode on everything.
Yeah,
Why
pretty
not?
much. All right, but so off this weird segue,
Weird tangent.
Kevin,
Yes.
what would you do with this baby tooth?
Now this is an interesting question. So here's my thing. Cloning is a thing, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what I would do is I would hold on to the tooth, and then in future years, when cloning gets a little bit more advanced, and people have better protection over their genetic material, right? Which would be harder to source. This student might be someone rich and powerful. You don't know.
Oh no, I know exactly what. Like his father.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So clone
Clone.
of the son that you can raise and take over his place. When it's just sort of like that game we talked about.
Oh, Paranoia?
Yeah, not Paranoia. The one the Palladium game that we talked
Nightbane.
about. Yeah, Nightbane. This is your little like shadow person that you're gonna replace.
Okay, sure. Terrifying, Kevin. Terrifying.
It is, but I mean, you
So
shouldn't sell your tooth for $1.
yeah, that
At least $2.
I didn't think he'd accept the deal was one thing. Um,
Isn't that the like the craziest when you like say something really stupid and the person says yes?
yeah. Now, Kevin, I've got some feedback on this already on what I should do with this tooth,
Okay.
and they were
Necklace.
no. So the ones I've got back that I thought were hilarious were put it back underneath his pillow when he's sleeping,
Okay, I like that.
or put it under someone else's pillow when they're sleeping.
Oh God, that's even better. Actually, I like that. Would let me ask you a question. Like, if you lost like a tooth, would you recognize the tooth that you lost?
Almost definitely not.
Yeah. So wow. Yeah. You know what? This could be like a little thing where it's just you put under like a different person's pillow every time.
Yeah. Now
The traveling tooth.
there is a few sanitary reasons for that, so I'd have to like
Okay.
soak it in bleach overnight,
That's true. Yeah.
which I don't think would dissolve the tooth. Stay tuned. Maybe have a science experiment.
Yeah. See, this is not only a podcast where we talk about stupid things for like 2 hours or whatever. This is also like a learning experience. So be ready to learn if a tooth will melt in bleach. We could look this up. Probably someone did it on YouTube.
Yeah, but so Kevin, any other suggestions?
Okay.
So I did do some research on what ancient cultures used to do with baby teeth,
Okay.
and most of them are quite boring,
Okay.
except the Vikings.
Okay. What did the Vikings do?
Oh my god, the Norsemen are awesome with this. So they thought that baby teeth were great for two things.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, they were good luck.
Okay.
So people like berserkers, like the guys who wore nothing but a bear shirt, like literally a shirt in a bear skin, like the
Yeah,
high-ranking warriors, still trying to figure out if they were the raging guys we think of or just awesome warriors.
Yeah, one of those, yeah.
The history is weird. They would collect as many baby teeth as they could and like either keep them on them or wear them on them for good luck in battle.
Oh, like a good luck charm?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
they also realized that baby teeth were good for thaumaturgy. So you could like do something on a small scale to the baby tooth and curse the person it used to be. So if you didn't have a particular warrior inclined family,
Yeah.
you'd burn them to ash
Okay. Yes.
to prevent them being used in recipes for curses or to trap your soul on this plane of existence when you die by having
Okay.
you spend forever looking for your lost baby teeth.
I so I like that idea a lot. That's great. Um a dentist is someone to be feared. They hold much power in Norse mythology.
Kind of, yeah.
I feel like that's great. That's like nowadays someone stealing your social security.
Social security number and baby teeth,
Yeah.
equally valuable.
Equally valuable. If I Oh man, every day I'm learning something new.
Yeah. Actually, okay, you know what? Rewinding a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not that weird that he accepted a buck for his baby tooth, as we kind of have trained kids to sell their teeth.
Oh, that's true. That is true. We have done this weird thing where you should sell a piece of you for very cheap, actually.
Yeah.
Not much value on that, huh?
No, there's not.
Our Norse ancestors would look down on us with shame. Every time a baby tooth is sold, a Norseman cries.
Our ancestors are not smiling at us, Kevin.
I love that. Okay, that's great.
So yeah, that's been on my plate. I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Not the tooth. The tooth is not on my plate, Kevin. The options with the tooth are.
Well,
I'm not eating the tooth.
I would hope not, because that would just be bad.
Chewing it would be disgusting.
God, I can't even. I hate like teeth related things. Like, you ever seen like that where you bite the curb?
Oh yeah, curb stomping. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that so much. That's if you want to. That terrifies me as like a thought. Just teeth on top of the curb, and then someone just stomps on your head, and everything's like shattered like terrible glass. I hate that idea. And if you now dislike that idea, you're welcome. So yeah,
I'm trying to think of something to say to that isn't overly disgusting.
Yeah.
And
having hard time.
yeah, no, I honestly I think we've reached the end of this. It's
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. We should move on.
Yeah, so please at Downtime In both on Twitter and Gmail, Send us what you do with the baby tooth.
Yeah, we need ideas. Specifically, Ted needs
I
ideas
need
because I don't
ideas.
own a baby tooth. Thankfully.
Given how many he's losing, I might, by the time this record, own several more.
See, if you have more, I would suggest more of like cufflinks.
I've actually done that.
Oh, okay. Like with
My own molars when I had my wisdom teeth removed.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I
All
did
right.
the Great Gatsby thing where it's like human molar cufflinks, and they're mine.
They're mine.
Also, can I say, like, adult teeth look terrifying? I keep forgetting teeth have roots.
Oh God. Yes. It's sort of like an eyeball a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they're way weirder than like the part you see.
Yeah, and I feel like that's every part of the human body, really.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty accurate.
yeah, it's just like this nice veneer of skin to hide the terrible truth within.
Veneer of skin.
Well, I was trying to think of like an outer layer, this facade.
Yeah, facade. There we go.
That's better. Yeah, this facade
go
of
back
skin.
to Nightbane again. Oh god, I'm going to look through Nightbane tables and see how many of them have to do with teeth.
God, probably too many for us to even count.
I can't even think of one. So
I mean, how would that not be a thing? That's like most nightmares, though.
yeah, no, agreed. Well, actually, I've never had a teeth nightmare.
I have like jumping out of the mouth and everything, and apparently that's supposed to signify something other than you're scared of losing your teeth. I guess. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't have that fear because I have a fake tooth. So I was like, I know what the alternative is.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. By the way, fake teeth suck. Keep your teeth.
Okay, so that would be a bad alternative.
They hurt.
Oh, okay.
Like the new ones, like the good ones. I have a top tier one.
Yeah.
They drill a nail into your jawbone, covered with calcium, so a bone grows around it. And about 50% of people, Kevin, did not like that description.
I don't like it at all. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's like a Mortal Kombat ending.
Yeah. By the way, I was awake during that, listening to a Bob Marley CD.
Every song she wrote, I sing it note for note. Don't worry.
But yeah.
He's drilling your mouth.
But so about 50% of the people get pretty used to it. About 25% of people are kind of where I am, where it's annoying occasionally.
Yeah.
And then there's a few other people that just hate it, apparently.
The life sucks now.
Yeah. I'm in the notice it occasionally camp.
Okay, yeah. That's not a bad camp to be
No,
in, per
eating
se.
things is weird occasionally. Now, I have several coworkers who had very similar dental conditions, so I had and have similar false teeth.
Mhm.
One of them did not have her two front teeth for years because of something similar. The way she chews is terrifying because she basically puts the food to the back of her mouth immediately. Like she just bypasses the first layer of teeth and like puts it back. Like you could watch her eat like a sandwich, and it's so weird.
Like I don't.
Yeah, no, it's I tried, and it was hard and uncomfortable.
Oh my god, I'm kind of sad this is not like more of a visual medium, so I could like see you try to like show this thing. But speaking of eating,
Oh yeah, we do have a podcast.
We do have a
This
podcast.
is not just me talking about teeth.
I mean,
Welcome to
Yeah.
Teeth Talk, a podcast where Ted talks about teeth
We're-
and Kevin whinges.
yeah, we're tooth talks and Kevin wins. Yes, I like that. All right, we're tooth talk.
It's like car talk, but for teeth.
If you had like a drive up or like a drive through dentist, I think that'd be great. I personally, if you could just sit in your car, just lean back and just like have them knock you out with gas, I think that'd be great.
I'd pay just for the gas.
I would just you know what? Fair enough.
Give me blissful unconsciousness. But anyways, Kevin, so since we do actually have topics we're supposed to go over,
Sort of.
Yeah,
we just not talk about the movie. That's fine as well.
I want to talk about the movie a bit.
Okay,
Because I have to pair with an RPG.
that's true. That's
And
true.
I actually have two options this week, and I'm going back and forth.
Okay. Before we get on to the movie that we watched this week, let's talk about the food we had
Yeah, so
right before then.
Kevin and I came over early because I came after a double shift at like 7 in the morning. I just left from work and got here like 20 minutes early.
Yeah, looking like a dead man. Yes.
Yeah, and Kevin then surprised me by going, "Great, I'm getting bread out of his car and a bunch of sauces."
Yes. That's how you welcome an old friend.
Yes. So we tried a variety of.
That's how I hope God welcomes me. He just like pulls out something from his car. Just a bunch of balsamic vinegars.
Yes. Would you like ambrosia balsamic?
Ooh, that sounds really good. But
Now that I've said it, it actually
yeah,
sounds amazing.
yeah, you know what? I'd dig that. Thank you, God.
Yeah, that's a decent way of being brought to heaven.
You get your welcome platter. So I want you to have a taste of this ambrosia. You might be going to hell, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, Kevin brought out a variety of balsamic sauces and jams,
Yes, yes, yes.
and the vast majority of them were a combination of maple and spicy.
Yeah, that's the those are two things I like a lot. And
Yeah.
also Vermont has in droves apparently.
Abundance, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a bit surprised about the spicy actually for Vermont.
I-
I never think of like Vermont, the land of hot foods.
The land of spices.
I think of Vermont, the land of moose and maple flavored everything.
And ice cream. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's headquartered there.
I said flavored everything. Kevin.
Okay, fair enough.
I actually really enjoy maple ice cream.
Maple ice cream's amazing. Yeah.
I actually like maple in general.
Me too. Like the only thing I don't like maple with is like sometimes it can be like a little bit too sweet.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, and so I'm more of a bourbon maple kind of guy.
Mm.
Something a little smoky.
Yeah, one of them was kind of like that.
Yeah, it was the yeah, it was like the vinaigrette, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, so we had three different types of vinaigrettes. It was the maple vinaigrette we just talked about.
Quite good. A bit smoky. Got better once we had it more than once.
Yes, yes. I think it kind of grows on you with like
it
your
definitely grew on me rather
Yeah.
quickly. Like
Yeah.
it's not one of those things we have to acquire a taste. It was the second time we went to was much better than the first, and the first wasn't bad.
And it might also be because just the mouth wasn't ready for it. I mean,
That's true. We did kind of put our mouths through a I don't know
Triath-
marathon.
yeah, I was about to say like a triathlon, basically.
Yeah, of flavors.
Triathlon of flavors, which ended in pickled garlic.
Kevin, for years that was my breakfast.
I know, kimchi and pickled garlic and coffee.
And black coffee.
And black coffee.
Breakfast of champions.
Uh,
Sitting there at my desk, reading my philosophy books, listening to an hour of Gregorian chants.
That seems like the most hipster thing you've ever said to me, and I think it is.
How's that hipster?
I think that's kind of hipster.
I was
sitting with my avocado toast, reading philosophy, and just drinking black coffee because cream.
Okay, Kevin, I'm currently drinking black coffee. That's
I know.
how I take my coffee.
I know.
Number two.
I've drinking black coffee. I like it.
Number two, Kevin.
Yeah.
I was in my master's program for my master's of philosophy. This was me.
That's also a hipster thing too. You can't deny that. You can't.
I cannot deny that. God damn. Okay, Kevin. I concede the point to Kevin. Touche.
The only way that I could get a little bit more hipster is if you were going for a mime school at the same time. But no, you went to clown college. Sorry. And what happened to that clown college?
It closed down. That's Kevin's favorite thing.
I know. It's so like depressing. I love it so much.
Okay, so less about my depressing existence, more about Kevin's spicy jams.
Yeah.
So we did have two spicy jams along with the vinaigrettes. By the way, the vinaigrettes were maple, which was kind of bourbony.
Yeah.
Espresso, which was quite good.
Which one I gave you?
Yes, I appreciate that, and I completely forgot the third one.
Chocolate.
Oh, chocolate. That one did not taste that chocolatey.
It tasted a little bit more like coffee, really.
Yeah, no, it was more coffee than the espresso.
I think just because it was like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And dark chocolate has that kind of hint of kind of coffee in a way.
No, I agree. I mean, I drink my coffee black and I like my chocolate dark, so I think that's perfectly reasonable.
You know what you ever seen Airplane before?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. One of my favorite lines is like you see those two kids kind of sitting together, right? And she says like he says to her, like the child, like, any cream with your coffee? She says like, no, I like my coffee like my men, black.
Yeah,
It's a great line.
I usually do a variant of that. I take my tea the way I take my women, warm and sweet.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Boiling hot.
It's a subversion of expectations.
Yeah,
There. You expect the
it's
joke,
good.
and that's like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of cute.
Yeah. That's you know what? I could see that on like a little wooden plank in front of your door or something like that.
Yeah, it's wholesome enough.
I gotta show you this song later. It's great.
Oh God. All right. Well,
yeah.
1 second. Stay on target. Stay on target, Kevin.
Stay on target. Okay.
Which, by the way, every time I going off target, I keep thinking of like Star Wars Death Star run when I say that.
Oh God, yes. Okay,
So
yeah.
every time I say
Stay on
that,
target. Stay on target.
I want that in your brain.
Okay.
So what were the jam flavors again?
Okay, so there was two specific jam flavors. There was ghost pepper blueberry, which was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, no, that was weird.
Yeah, I think it would probably taste better on something that's not bread. Maybe like I think maybe cheese.
Cheese would help.
Yeah,
I'm
something
honestly,
creamy with that.
yeah, maybe just even putting a slice of cheese on the bread would quite help.
Yeah, like a good old piece of cheddar
Yeah.
or goat cheese. That'd be working out pretty
Oh,
well.
thank God, Kevin. I know so many people who dislike goat cheese, and it bugs me.
I don't know why. It's like I wouldn't say it's like the best cheese, but it's like a really good cheese.
Yeah, no, it's like right up there with brie in my opinion. Like really good cheese.
Yeah, I like it more than brie actually.
Yeah, I think when I was in Europe, I had a lot of really good brie.
Yeah.
The dining hall for the students. There was a sandwich you can get, and it was like this weird like big slice of brie, like half-inch thick brie.
Oh, okay.
And then it had honey on it.
Okay.
And like weirdly enough, various like nuts on top.
Yeah, that sounds like a cheese board kind of thing.
Yeah, on a
situation.
sandwich, and that was like for $3. Which, by the way, you can't even buy that amount of brie in this country. For
No. It's gonna cost you an arm and a leg and more brie.
Yeah, that was breakfast for like a month when I found out that existed.
Yeah, that's a great. I would love to eat that.
Right? It's $3. How can you say? I mean, euros, so closer to 4. But still, it's like
Still, like go to like Starbucks and try to buy a breakfast sandwich. It's cost
Yeah,
you like
right.
$10.
it's like this is so cheap for what I'm getting.
And it's also like this, like tiny,
No,
tiny.
it was
I'm just saying Starbucks.
Yeah, it was like an 8-inch sub.
Oh, that sounds amazing. You if we could like, we couldn't probably ever popularize that here because the brie would just be so expensive. But
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good though.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, if I could go to Belgium just for that, I would. But the other jam was a red habanero strawberry kind of jam thing, which was better.
Way better.
Yeah, way better. I think that just goes on everything.
Yeah. So I disagree. I don't think it'd go on everything. Look, I can't imagine spicy jam on most things.
That's the thing with spicy jam. I don't want to say you have to be in the mood for it, but it's sort of like it's a novelty.
Yeah, it's a novelty. Interesting enough, like I know it sounds weird, but I was thinking of like last time I had some people over, and we had a kind of almost a fancier bit where we had like wines and everything.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, I was thinking like as kind of a novelty dish, putting out toast with that on with some wine
Okay.
actually sounds quite nice.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, I also have that jalapeno jelly that's in the fridge upstairs as well that we didn't try.
Oh yeah, but like I think like doing this with like a wine thing.
Yeah. Okay, trying to. So, would you try and pair it like at the time, or try and see like?
I think I'd leave it to everyone's individual tastes.
Okay, that's fair.
Speaking of Kevin, I don't know if you do know this about me.
Every time you say that, it's just like someone should get like a little dinger or something.
Yeah.
Like.
Ding. So last time I tried this out, I keep freezing random things and trying to make them into ice cubes.
Okay,
So I freeze with coffee for a long time into ice cubes.
that's a good idea.
After I found a book that referenced it, I freeze lemonade and put that into my lemonade.
Yes, I'm already talking about this in the
Yeah.
Dresden Files.
Yes. Freezing grapes and using them as ice cubes for wine is amazing.
Yeah, they have like a special type of wine that is just frozen grapes.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like my mom bought some. It's I forget what the exact name of it's called. It's like something icy wine or something like that.
Yeah, but it was just the best way to like have grapes without watering them down.
Yes,
Or
okay.
not grapes, wine. Yes.
Just let them have grapes.
I mean, okay, look, you're gonna have grapes anyway. Having them soaked in wine beforehand,
Not bad.
it seems like decadently Roman.
I mean, that also seems like the time we had those cherries just covered in moonshine.
Look, moonshine cherries are a thing.
No, they are. They are. I'm saying like it's similar to that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah. Where it just like penetrates the cherry or the grape and just makes it all that much better.
Have you ever made a vodka melon, Kevin?
Is that where you just like putting a giant amount of vodka into a watermelon?
Yeah, it's where you put a hole in a watermelon,
Yeah.
then stick a bottle of vodka in said hole and just leave it overnight.
No, I haven't done that.
It works way too well.
I could dig that. I
Yeah,
could
make
dig
a
that.
vodka melon.
A vodka melon. I've seen like a melon used for like a hookah before.
Huh.
Yeah. So you just kind of like in a watermelon flavored hookah, of course, but using it just to do that. And my brother's dad was there too, Korean guy, right? So he just like looked at it, saw everyone like smoking it and everything, and just said, "Oh, chimney." I love that man. He has like all the best stories too. Just like he was in the mountains, like drinking soju as like a young boy. And if you don't know, soju is like that rice wine that Korean people drink like a lot of, like a whole lot of. So what he used to do is like he'd run down from like the mountains or everything, and then he would be drinking the soju that he was supposed to bring back to his family all the time he was running down the mountain, and then just be getting drunk this whole.
Yeah. I don't, Kevin. Okay. I don't know why. I hung out with a lot of Korean guys in college.
Yeah. No, they're the best.
Yeah. No. Like I lived with one for a while.
Yeah.
I developed a taste for soju very quickly.
No, I love soju. It's great.
Yeah. So my friend from the front, Matt.
Yeah.
Had the same thing where he used to party with all the Korean guys, and that's just what he did.
Yeah.
As soon as he graduated, I don't know if he gave like a list of like or the Korean guys all my contact information, because suddenly I was on a first name basis with all the ones that used to hang out with him that were from Korea. It was the weirdest thing. It's like, did you mention me to everybody that was Korean?
I would love to go to Korea.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. They'll probably take you to Soapland if they know you that well.
Honestly, I got along with all of them really well. It was just a weird thing. It's like, do I know every Korean guy in camp? This is just how did I get in this situation? I mean, I guess it's good to know like who you get along with culturally.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Like, I can probably meet people I like in Korea. Like, or alternatively, well, no, I can't say that because it's the people that are willing to leave their country to America. That's a very particular type of person.
That's true. Yeah. That specification, I guess, or like that kind of
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you're the type of person from that culture who then's going to leave it for America, I'll probably get along with you. Which I feel like cuts down to like 1%.
I mean, there's a lot of people that go abroad, I would say.
Yeah,
maybe not 1%.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, like this is I think it's like 1 in 10 Australians live in London.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's really weird to me. Okay. That's 1 in 10, huh?
It's if you're part of the Commonwealth realms.
Yeah.
The whiter sections, I should specify. India doesn't count for this. It's super easy to move to the other ones.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, really. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah. They just. I mean, they're still kind of colonial. So. If you're India, it's not as easy.
Hey, don't knock it until you try it.
No. I mean, was it Singapore has been trying to get this forever?
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Because they kind of, and I don't know why they wouldn't. Singapore, like the per capita education is so good.
Yeah. Why not?
It's like, look. I can't think of a legitimate reason not to put that on the list. That isn't just blatant racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Ted.
All right.
So enough talking about the problems of other countries here that no longer exist.
That's true. Yes. By the way, I still can't believe that in a weird turn of events, England has been colonized by Ireland.
You know what? I would say that's karma.
Yeah, long time coming, actually. The Celtic Union, very strong country. The Dunkin' Donuts empire needs to make more alliances with the Celtic Union. Ireland has teamed up with Scotland.
Yeah.
Has fused into a Celtic Union. North Ireland has its own semi-autonomous region to kind of bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Wales is an independent country again.
Which good for them. They've been wanting that for a long time.
Yes. And English are now being worked senseless for their Irish overlords.
Just as God intended. They can go down into the mines. That's fine.
Will the English have a potato crop failure? Only time will
Oh,
tell.
yes! No, it'll be like something else. It'll be like something more snooty than potatoes. It'll be like, they'll have like a turnip freaking famine or something.
Do you think of turnips as snooty?
I think of them as more snooty than potatoes. If I were to rate like a more fancy dish than a potato, there'd be a lot of things higher than a potato. I love potatoes. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like potato is kind of looked at as like down here, and everything else is way above that for vegetables.
I mean, I have to agree, but I think that has to do with kind of the Irish part.
Yeah, I know. That's what we brought down the noble potato. It deserves better.
So, like, there's a famous Dutch painting called The Potato Eaters. There's a bunch of poor people eating nothing but potatoes.
Oh, God. Have you ever seen Austin Powers, like, Gold Member?
Yes, of course.
And the freaking Dutch. I hate people who who hate other people because of their culture and the Dutch.
Yep.
Tangent. So, Ted, let's talk about something else really quick.
Kevin, what have you been doing this week?
Okay, so it's been a little while since we've done this.
Yeah, Thanksgiving was last week.
Yep. So for Thanksgiving, I went to good old Vermont where I bought all those jams and all those balsamics. By the way, I guess the espresso one's my favorite, I would say.
Yeah, probably same.
Yeah. But regardless, we did that. I did that with my family. Went horseback riding on a horse named Ted, or more specifically, Teddy Bear.
See, that's better.
That's better. Yeah, I rode Ted for a long while.
Yeah,
it was a bumpy ride.
Let's
but
not.
Tried to buck me a few times, but I held on.
I do not like this, Kevin. I do not like this, Kevin. I do not like this, Kevin.
I know you don't. That's why I'm doing it. Just
like Kevin, every time you say something like that, I'm just going to make sure to take a note to bring up like teeth.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to build something with us here. So
imagine having muscles in your mouth so you could individually move each tooth. Kevin is doing that weird thing where he's uncomfortable and is moving his neck around.
I don't know what that thing is, but it's like I'm trying to like not think about it.
Prehensile teeth.
That's not good, Ted.
Moving like the food through your mouth like a conveyor.
Yeah, so I rode Ted for a while. He tried to nip me a few times, but I think he learned hard when I tried to kick him in the sides. So I can do this all day too, Ted. Let's not do.
Fair.
Yeah.
Let's not make this an arms race.
Let's not. You're Russia, I'm the U.S. Let's not make this an arms race.
All right, comrade.
Either way, I had a great time for Thanksgiving in Vermont. A lot of things were closed, which is unfortunate. Like the Cabot cheese place was closed.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's my favorite place to go too. But understandably, there's no free samples. So what are you gonna do? And I did make this one great thing while I was up in Vermont that I'm gonna try to make here for a few friends of mine. One of them was a cranberry and seltzer drink, which that's cranberry like liquor I showed you before.
Yeah.
Tastes nothing like alcohol. It's like almost 100% just cranberry.
Ooh, those are dangerous.
Yes, and that's what the guy told me too when I bought it. He said like, this stuff is so dangerous, man. Also a hipster like that. But that stuff is so dangerous, man. If I just drank like a glass of it, didn't even tell it was alcohol, and I was passed out the next minute later. So, yeah, that kind of stuff. And and also, I bought some maple bourbon, which turned out to be really good as well. I made it into like an old fashioned, but instead of having like the simple syrup, I used like bourbon maple syrup, and then a cherry with some bitters, and then turned out to be pretty good. I didn't try it. Because I was drinking way too much beer at that point.
Oh, okay.
But everyone else liked it a lot, so hopefully when I make it later on, people like it as well.
So, Kevin, what you've been doing this week is drinking and being a bartender functionally.
Yeah, functionally, and that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Interesting enough, I've had, since the last time we talked, no intoxicants whatsoever, so I cannot.
To be fair, you've been working some would say like a dead man shift.
Oh, God. Dead man shift plus the shift beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So
you are greater than any dead man, Ted, I would say.
I'm an undead man.
Yeah, you know what? You're an undead man. I can agree with that. You're a lich.
Yep. But before
a hipster lich.
A hipster lich. Episode title right there. Episode title. Hipster lich.
Hipster lich? I like that. What would a hipster lich be, by the way?
See, I'm just trying to figure out what his phylactery would be.
Oh, a record?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
or like a CD. Like, I love Old Medium.
That's be an 8-track player.
Oh, yes. That's your phylactery. We have to make this villain.
Yeah, no, I think that...
we should co-run like a DM campaign where we have to fight a hipster lich.
Yeah, and that's a character of ours in the future. I have, 2 settings this week, neither of which involve... Well, one involves a little bit of magic, but not enough to have a lich.
Okay, yeah. So save that for something more related.
No, I think that's going to come up. However... So what I've been doing with my time is not that interesting, to be honest.
I'm all ears, Ted.
Okay, Kevin, I don't like watching anything like 20 minutes or longer alone.
Okay. Rather be in the company of other people while you watch stuff like that?
TV and movies are a social thing for me. I don't know why.
I mean, that should be... I think that's That's a better way to look at those kind of things,
Yeah,
actually.
like it's very hard for me to even sit down and watch a movie without someone. Like, it's very hard. That's why
Okay.
I've seen so few.
Right, right.
So my girlfriend has gotten me into The Office lately, and I've never seen it before,
Okay.
and I'm almost done with it.
Okay, almost done with the whole entire thing.
Yeah, I think I have one more season left. We're kind of speed running it because Netflix is getting rid of it soon.
They're so smart, Netflix. I love them so much.
Actually, last night when I was in my dead man studio, I was trying to. There's particular shows I like to watch, like binge watch on Netflix over and over again.
Yeah.
And they got rid of one.
Okay, can I try and guess what it is?
3 guesses. What do you think it is?
Okay, let me ask a question just so I can get a hint. Is it animated or live?
Live. That's
Okay.
right.
All right. So it can't be Seinfeld. It can't be Friends. Is it something that's Is it something that is educational?
Sort of.
Sort of. Is it drunk history?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with no. Actually, it's probably not educational. You can learn something from it, but it's not educational per se.
Okay. Comedy?
No.
Okay. I'll give it one more guess and just tell me. Is it is it like Jersey Shore or something?
No, God, no. Kevin,
You can learn something from it.
How low do you think of me?
I don't think low of you. I just think like something is like repetitive enough and just kind of boring enough that you could fall asleep to it.
No, I watched Bob Ross, Kevin.
Okay,
Bob
that's
Ross.
nice. Okay, and they got rid of that?
Yeah, they got rid of Bob Ross on Netflix.
That sucks. Okay, everyone likes Bob.
Yeah, I love Bob Ross. It's what me and my entire family ended up watching last Christmas.
Nice. Okay, that's some wholesome content
Yeah,
right
we
there.
watched the Downton Abbey movie and then Bob Ross. It's like, yep, this is peak wholesome family time right here.
It really is. Yeah.
But that's gone on Netflix now, and they're getting rid of The Office soon. And I'm in the later seasons of The Office.
Yeah.
So now Michael Scott is gone from The Office.
Yeah, yeah.
Which confused me because I was positive he was going to come back in an episode or two.
Right. Yeah.
And now, Kevin, for a few terrifying episodes, they replaced him with my least favorite actor of all time.
Is he really your least favorite actor of all time?
Yes.
Okay. So for anyone who has not watched The Office, who is that actor, Ted?
Will Ferrell.
Okay. So can he really be your least favorite?
I hate Will Ferrell's acting so much.
It's not really acting per se. It's just yelling.
I dislike Will Ferrell's acting or his TV program. Now, this gets confusing. For reasons I cannot disclose on air due to a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
I actually have nothing but personal respect for Will Ferrell.
Okay. Right. And that's fine.
I have not met the man, but from what I know about him, he is quite a sweet and nice guy. Like I'm not dishing him as a person.
Okay. Just as an actor.
Yeah.
Which he's been doing for like
yes,
50 years.
Not for him as a person, but his lifetime calling he's awful at.
Okay, so here's my thing. Like, I've seen like a few movies that I like him a lot in.
I'm just going to say there's one.
Okay.
There's one movie everyone says I need to see, and I haven't. I have not seen Anchorman.
Okay. So
I thought Elf was bad.
Wow, my family would not like that statement. My mom loves Elf.
Most people do.
Yeah,
He was the worst part of Elf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly, it would have been better if it was an Adam Sandler movie.
I don't know.
And I'm not a big fan of Adam Sandler either.
Adam Sandler is so low effort now.
Yeah, but this wasn't low effort Adam Sandler. This was a little bit before that.
This was like 50 First Dates Adam Sandler. He wasn't very good in that.
I enjoyed 50 First Dates.
I like it. It's got that thing nowadays that Adam Sandler movies have where it's supposed to be, where it just has like a weird looking person, and that's just supposed to be like the joke, like that really butch looking woman in 50 First Dates, and the whole entire joke is like she looks like a man.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying they age well.
No, they don't. They really don't. That's what I'm saying.
But I enjoyed 50 First Dates when I saw it.
I guess. Like, I don't know. It's something kind of just like puts me off on that film. I think it's like the whole.
Don't get me wrong. Everything about it is a weird concept.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the film enough. I'm not saying it was amazing, but
I like when he pretended he was kidnapped and he was like tied together with like rope on like the side of the road, just to get her interested in him. like it's stuff like that. Like, have you seen Happy Gilmore?
Yes.
Okay. Like that's like wholesome Adam Sandler.
Happy Gilmore is probably his best movie.
I would say either that or Billy Madison.
That's also a very good movie.
Yeah,
I love both those. I prefer Happy Gilmore though.
That's tough for me to say. I've seen Billy Madison so many times.
See, this is I've seen Happy Gilmore way more.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have a coworker who really likes golf,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
therefore all of our students, like who want to have any interest, learn how to play golf very quickly and very well.
Yeah.
And obviously, when that happens, the golf movie gets shown quite a bit.
I thought you were gonna say like Tin Cup, which is one of the best golf
Oh, no.
movies ever.
Also, that same guy also teaches them hockey.
Oh, so that kind of coalesces into
Yeah,
a
no,
good, yeah.
like no, it's clearly like his kind of cliques almost form around staff, on what similar interests are, so they can learn from and everything.
Yeah.
And like those guys will always see Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
And they'll love it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. I just realized how ridiculously wholesome that is.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that whatsoever.
So watching The Office, and I had to go through about 4 episodes of Will Ferrell acting, and I was so worried he was going to be the new boss.
I mean, so here's my thing with Will Ferrell. He does like one thing well, and I think that thing is I wouldn't say like outrage or something like that. Like he does that kind of well. Like if you ever seen and this is more for the audience than less for Ted, but have you seen like old school or a lot of like Will Ferrell movies like Anchorman or anything else? It's just like over the top anger and yelling.
Yeah.
Sort of like, and Adam Sandler has a little bit of that too.
Yeah, but I think Adam Sandler's funnier.
I don't know. It's depends on who's writing, honestly.
That is also very true.
And it depends on who's writing the material and like what the situation is. Because if you just have like a man yelling and it's just, I don't know, for no reason, then it's not gonna be funny. Like later Adam Sandler movies.
Don't we call it stand-up? Isn't it like half of stand-up?
Just yelling, loud yelling.
Pretty much. I've seen some stand-up that's more or less like one angry rant the entire time.
I don't think it's Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald is just more like a deadpan, like, yeah, and then her mother's a whore. It's like a Norm Macdonald joke. It's just like his delivery is much different than that. I love Norm Macdonald, but anyway, so you got through those terrible few moments where you had to confront your demon, which is Will Ferrell.
Yeah, and then it got good again.
Okay, good. I forget how that resolves itself. You just get like fired, I'm guessing.
No, he has a brain injury.
So it ended happily for you, I guess.
No, I don't wish the man. I don't like his acting. I don't wish harm on the man. Once again.
No. I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I need to specify this. Did not like the acting. Would probably shake his hand if I met him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like very weird when some people go so far as to say like I hate an actor or as something as like a person unless they do something terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean,
yeah.
So this is something for the longest time I tried to avoid even learning actors' names.
Yeah, to have that kind of separation.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a good move on my part. It's gotten harder and harder as the years go by.
Yeah.
Mostly because conversation topics get narrower and narrower as you grow up.
Yeah, that's true. It's also very true. What's your favorite color?
Yeah, but not even that. Like, I mean, once I got out of grad school, like, you can't just sit down and have a conversation about, the meaning of the word nothing for several hours.
I feel like that'd be kind of fun to actually do.
Oh yeah, but it's harder to do. Like
yeah.
It's when you're with a bunch of philosophy people that becomes daily conversation. That afterwards, like the amount of conversations you can have with just people on a daily basis is very limited.
Right. Where that's why it's kind of called what's it called? Small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Corona has made way harder. That was.
Oh God.
So at Thanksgiving, me and a cousin of mine were sitting down, and we're watching football with one of my uncles, which the three of us have been doing this forever. And I don't actually care about football.
I know,
but
trust me, I know.
I don't know why. I like hanging out with these couple guys. Have a hot chocolate and just watch the game. It's a fun thing. I don't know why. And I was just sitting next to my cousin for a while. I'm like, and I just look at him. It's like I have no idea what to ask you about your life anymore. I have no small talk.
I have nothing for you.
Because normally we go through like what we've done, besides like some basics, how's work?
Yeah.
You seeing anyone? Blah blah blah.
Right.
That it's just like we were just trying to figure out what to do small talk about. It ended up being audiobooks.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Which he had I told him all the fancy ones he had I've listened to. He had a way more interesting answer than I did, and I feel like I felt one up in the worst way.
Oh, okay.
So apparently Spotify has a ton of audiobooks.
Yeah.
And he's been listening to a biography of all the presidents in order.
Wow. Okay. That's really cool.
Right? It's like he
like
just
that.
finished Teddy Roosevelt.
that's a cool idea. I would listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little history lesson condensed. That's great.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, I don't know that. Like that was our end up on small talk. So I guess audiobooks are the new thing. But
Uh, favorite president?
oh, Teddy Roosevelt,
Teddy?
obviously.
I'd say Lincoln.
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah, they're both pretty up there.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I wouldn't argue against.
I wouldn't knock Lincoln. I wouldn't knock Teddy.
Yeah, it's like I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Let me make fun of Lincoln of all people for half an hour.
Who's the president you can make the most? I think
Taft.
Taft is up there, and I also don't like Carter.
Like you could make fun of Carter a lot.
Yeah, my peanuts would shower. My peanut farm would shower.
Yeah. Actually, I
Just put on a blanket.
a few days ago, I watched the Simpsons episode with the first W. Bush, or not W. Bush, the first George Bush,
First, yeah.
and how his speech pattern was the exact same as Ned Flanders was the funniest thing to me.
Oh God, yeah, that's really funny. I think what was it? Marge Simpson wrote a letter to his wife.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, no, like in real life.
Oh,
Like one of the writers, like pretending to be Marge
oh,
Simpson,
that's
wrote
awesome.
to Barbara Bush, I think is
Yeah,
her name.
Barb.
Barb. And I think Barbara Bush responded back and well, I misjudged you, Simpsons. I'm sorry. Because a big thing was back in the day was that Simpsons is corrupting our youth, and that was a big thing Mr. Bush was saying during that whole entire time.
Man, that the Simpsons.
President Bush.
The Simpsons corrupting our youth.
I know nowadays it's everything.
Yeah, the Simpsons is relatively wholesome.
Compared to a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a professor who thought the Simpsons did some of the best political commentary of, a generation.
Did you see that? Did you see that episode where they're trying to pass a bill in in the Senate, and it's just yes, we'll pass a bill to save the town of Springfield.
I would like to attach a rider.
Yeah.
I forget what it was for.
It was like an art history thing or something like that, spending on art history.
I feel like it was more stupid than that.
Yeah, it was something really stupid and
Yeah.
convoluted. And
then
then
the funny part, I was I mean, art history is a weird thing, but I mean, if you're going to put a funding for something, I mean, art and culture is not a bad thing.
no, it's not. It's just, and then at that point, just Kent Brockman just turned. And as you can see, folks, democracy does not work.
He's very against democracy, routinely.
Well, he wants to celebrate ant overlords.
Yeah. he turns from democracy immediately.
Super fast.
Speaking of which, Kevin, we did watch a movie this week.
We did.
How long have we been talking? Almost
like an hour, but
I thought it was way longer than that, actually.
I have to cut out some things anyway, so it's gonna be less than that.
What do you have to cut out?
Just the awkward pauses in between when you said that tooth stuff.
Oh yeah. I will say, I don't think we said anything too bad unless you really took it out of context.
No, I don't cut out anything that we say.
Yeah,
just cut out the pauses in between what we say.
Yeah, you kept in the part about unloved students from last week.
Oh, that's true. I did. Because you convinced me.
Yeah, but you're gonna cut out anything.
I'm also easily convinced.
Yeah,
so there's that. But we watched another, I would say your favorite author, Ted, and this man has been an inspiration to Ted for a long time. He has been an inspiring force in his life, and probably Will Ferrell goes to his church. I'm talking about L. Ron Hubbard.
Okay, look, I will not have Will Ferrell's name slandered.
I said probably.
Once again, dislike him as an actor. He is a fine human being.
Sorry, Tom Cruise and John Travolta, which John Travolta was in this movie that we watched, which is
Battlefield Earth, I believe it's called.
Yes, Battlefield Earth.
Now, Kevin, full disclosure here.
Yep.
I think I have seen this movie before.
And Ted, do you remember what I talked about before when we were going to watch Battlefield Earth, and you said that to me?
You didn't care. We're watching it.
Yes. So same statement, same verse as the first.
Now, so that being said,
thanks for revealing the wool over these people's eyes, I guess, Ted.
Yeah. I actually I don't think Kevin made a bad call there.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 2, I don't remember it being this bad.
Oh, okay.
And number 3, I saw it on no sleep for a day.
Yeah.
So
those 3 factors, 3 variables, if you will.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it before, it's Planet of the Apes, but worse.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I feel like that's all you really have to say about the plot. It's all if you manage the bit about time travel instead add a learning machine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right.
Because in Planet of the Apes, it's about a time traveler or astronaut or something that comes to the future of Earth and finds that apes have taken over and humans are slaves. In this one, it's about a post-alien invasion where humans are slaves, and then one of them is taken from the wild, taught a bunch of things by the aliens in order to use them as more skilled labor, and then causes the exact same revolt as Planet of the Apes.
I would say more stupid than the revolt in Planet of the Apes.
Way more stupid. Like, this is just the worst version of Planet of the Apes.
I mean, they didn't blow up a whole entire planet in Planet of the Apes, I don't think.
No, they didn't.
Which,
man, I have so many questions about that in particular.
I have even more questions about, like, okay, so here's the thing. The planet got taken over by a race called the Cyclos.
Because L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard?
I want to add Hubbardson. L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbardson, creator of Scientology, and also one of the worst movies ever.
Really, really, really hated psychology.
I mean, I can kind of understand why people would hate psychology in a way. If you look at, like, even Freud for, like, a little bit, and
yeah, true. Maybe I'm
maybe too harsh.
Yeah, I'm both thinking, like, modern psychology is pretty much a science. I mean, it's not quite, but
it's less theoretical than
it
used to
I
be.
mean, Lord knows I've worked with maybe it's because I work with like literally 6 therapists a day.
Yeah.
But man, there's a lot of effort and thought and like kind of like making charts among charts and trying to like not even like they don't try to find the inner root meaning or anything.
Right.
We try to basically make trend lines towards good behaviors and thought processes.
Well, it's
and like the trend lines where we're going.
Yeah.
Like, we're not expecting perfection, not expecting everything better, but slow, incremental progress is our goal.
What I find like weird about psychology is all the negative aspects concerning how people view it. So, for example, let's say like I forget which president this or presidential candidate this was, but he was getting psychologically evaluated just because he had some like minor depression, and then people people who are against him use that against him in the campaign to kind of paint him as like crazy.
Oh.
So
wow.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like where if you talk to like a psychologist or like a what's the other term?
Therapist.
Therapist, yeah, or a therapist in general, you're viewed as crazy, right?
I mean, I gotta take personal offense to that as a person who talked to a therapist, and number 2, I mean, I more or less am one.
That's what I mean. That's where like that stigma starts, right? And then as years have gone by, people kind of look down on psychology just like a little bit, because at that point people think it's just like give someone like a pill and that will just solve everything.
Oh God, I wish that was the case.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing if that was the case.
Yeah, for personal and work reasons, honestly.
Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting things going on with that. None of those interesting things are in this movie, by the way.
God, no. Okay, so the Cyclos, whatever. The stupid...
The Cyclo homeworld.
That sounds cooler.
That sounds cooler, yeah.
Took over Earth and have started mining it for gold.
For like 300 years, basically,
right?
Yeah,
it's in 300 years, which they seem to have decent scanning technology.
Yeah, they can find sources in veins and stuff.
And somehow they have not mined out all of Earth's gold in 300 years. And now look, gold is not that prevalent on Earth.
No. That's why it's a rare metal.
Yeah. Now, if you want a lot of gold, you're better off going to the asteroid belt.
Okay, yeah. Just like floating minerals around there.
Look, I don't. It really bugs me when sci-fi. I mean, I understand this is an older movie.
Yeah.
And based on an even older source.
Yes.
So, like, maybe the idea of space mining wasn't an idea in people's heads.
Yeah. Okay.
But it feels like that's a pretty obvious idea. We know there's all these big rocks out there.
Yeah. I mean, they have that in FTL. Just mining asteroid belts.
Mining asteroid, yeah, it's something. I mean, a lot of my favorite like sci-fi actually has as a major thing.
Right.
Yeah. The Expanse is amazing.
Oh,
yes. A main thing.
The Expanse is great.
Yeah, Expanse is amazing. Interesting enough, one of my favorite Palladium game crossovers.
Okay.
There's a crossover between 2 of their book series.
Yep.
Called Mutants in Orbit. And
okay.
It's the only one that gives you 2 rules for everything.
Hmm.
And one is for their traditional Rifts game.
Oh, I know Rifts, yeah.
Yeah, where you can just live in these different orbital, like, space stations across
the universe, I guess, yeah.
No, it's only around Earth. This is
only around...
No, they are they don't have fast light travel. They are very much stuck to our solar system.
Okay.
But there's also rules for their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangies.
Yeah.
RPG, which uses a very slightly different system.
Okay. I
Yeah. So interesting enough, this is one thing about Palladium that's fun.
Yeah.
They bought the rights for like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle RPG, like when they made issue 3 of the comics.
They got that early, very early.
He recognized very quickly. It's like this is one of the best things Palladium's ever done. They went, this is going to be big,
Yes.
and bought the rights for dirt cheap.
Smart.
Yeah, and had them for like 20 years.
Very smart. That's good on them.
You know who owns them now?
Is it Marvel?
Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon has the RPG rights for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nickelodeon can make a pen and paper RPG for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they have.
Oh, so is it a crossover with Cat Dog and Hey Arnold?
Don't know. Have not read it. I would totally read the Cat Dog RPG.
Oh, how would that even work?
No idea.
I'm thinking something like Pugmire.
Don't insult Pugmire.
I'm not insulting Pugmire. I'm just saying it would be kind of interesting to have a
Yeah.
Pugmire system in a Cat Dog world.
Okay, maybe never mind, Kevin. Yeah, actually, I just got the new Pugmire book. I kickstarted it months ago.
Oh, nice.
So now I have Pirates of Pugmire.
Oh, we should do a Pugmire game. That's for later.
Yeah, pick a movie that would go with Pugmire, Kevin. I'm down for Pugmire. They just added guns, so now you can be a swashbuckling gun dog. And I have not read that book yet because I've been too busy, and I just want to, like, they added lizards and everything, and birds, so you can be like this, you can be a swashbuckling parrot.
I mean,
or a lizard alchemist that,
Ooh, I always like alchemists in general.
I played a turtle alchemist once.
Yeah.
And it was great. Or Tortle, it was in D&D.
Tortle. Yes.
But it was a UA, like, it was called alchemical magic, and you could change the way, like, spells work, so, like, everything did sonic damage for no reason.
Oh, okay. So
like,
that's cool.
I breathe sonic fire. And I just shatter things.
You know what that reminds me of? Like the Sonic Fire.
Sonic High School?
No. I was going to say Event Horizon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, going back to this garbage movie.
Yes. Because we always want to talk about more interesting things than the terrible movies we watch.
This is actually one of the better movies.
It is, actually. So here's the thing. The way the movie kind of presents the Cyclos is kind of all wrong in multiple ways.
So, first off, they are conniving sons of bitches.
Yeah, like they are always betraying one another and doing like petty political stuff.
Yeah, they always want leverage over each other and blackmail, and one of the first things like you hear from not the main villain, but another, like, his boss.
Yeah,
is that
John Travolta.
Is that John Travolta?
So John Travolta is the main Cyclo bad guy.
Oh yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah. And then
that's what I thought. I was confused. Like, wait, the really old guy is John Travolta?
No, the really old guy is another actor, famous actor I don't know, but we'll keep you here for another 50 cycles. 50 cycles. 50 cycles.
God. Like, the first thing they do here is, like, when they hire workers, they immediately slash their pay in half and are pretending to be operating at a loss to encourage them and all that.
Yeah, just like a bunch of weird corporate stuff.
Yeah. The home world is occasionally called the home office.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now there's also
home office is well aware.
Yeah. There's a bunch of infractions and penalties that are just punished by immediate termination, like vaporization.
Yeah, and all these are related to profit.
Yeah. Now, given how many of them are backstabbing and everything, I feel like it'd be super easy to just forge information.
Yeah.
And murder people in the society, which doesn't come up, interesting enough.
No.
But given how easy it would be to do, I'm shocked it hasn't, and I have no idea how the society hasn't collapsed. Like, given how easy it is to commit a crime that gets you killed, and everyone is doing it.
Just drum up like a false charge all the time.
Yeah, drum up all the time. Like, there's just a few instances where, like, well, you could just kill him,
Yeah.
It'd probably be more beneficial for you than having this leverage over him. But he's pissed that they keep using the term leverage, by the way.
You know what that reminds me of is if you ever had someone at work that had like one of those word calendars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like everyone in this movie had that same word calendar, and it was like, oh yeah, I'll use the word leverage today instead of advantage.
Like, they're all pissed at you, and now they want to kill you. It's like I don't know how this, like, it's way too cutthroat and way too lethal.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, how do you have an advanced society, let alone one that can conquer other planets?
Yeah, at this point, the infighting alone would just like destroy everything.
They're worried about a worker revolt at one point, and frankly, I'm shocked one hasn't happened immediately.
Yeah.
If I went to a place and, like, let's say I'm in decent amounts of debt and everything, and I'm making this kind of, okay, go to this shitty little planet because every one of them hates Earth.
Yeah, it's like Earth is like the worst thing ever.
And they hate it. It's super ugly to them.
Yeah. It's all this green and brown. It's not like our beautiful Cyclo world, which is purple and black.
Yeah, in all factories.
In all factories, apparently.
Yeah, it's very ugly when you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, the CGI did not do it justice.
It has not aged well.
No. But oh my god. I mean, seriously, how
does it work?
Yeah, like I said, if you're in that position where you're just like in debt and everything, you just get there, it's like your wages immediately half.
Yeah.
All of them are armed.
Yeah. Everyone has a gun, like at all times.
Yeah. Your superiors go to bars in public all the time
and talk about their evil plans.
It'd be super easy to just shoot some. Hell, you could shoot them, and then if you got away, there's a decent chance no one would figure it out.
Yeah.
Only the security officer has the cameras. There don't seem to be that many, and they all seem to be on very particular people. If there's some drone, you could probably shoot someone in the back.
Even a caveman can learn how to use the security cameras from what we've learned. So,
okay,
not that complicated.
Yeah. So what's the main character's name again? He goes by Greener a lot, but that's on his name. Johnny Greener.
Johnny the Greener.
Johnny the Greener, because he's always looking for greener grass on the other side.
That sucks. That sucks so much. So much.
Lives in his little shitty irradiated valley with his little shitty irradiated tribe.
And they're all green because they're irradiated.
Yeah. And all his tribe is worshiping the gods.
Which is like the stars, basically.
Yeah, and they're worried about the demons.
Which is the Cyclos.
Which, for some reason, they draw as dragons.
I think, like, okay, from what I get of it, I guess, is that they don't go outside very much.
They do not. That is explicitly said. They don't go out of their little shitty area.
Yeah, little crappy area.
I keep saying shitty for a reason.
Because it's really terrible.
Yeah, also, it is flat out irradiated.
Yeah, so they're slowly going to die.
But it's been 300 years.
I mean, they could have built up, like, some sort of, not immunity, but, like, at least resistance to it, I guess.
Then they're not going to die.
He says that later on in the film, though.
I know. I think he's wrong.
But he's, like, super smart at that point. Ish. We'll talk about that. There's, like, this mini golf course, which apparently a mini golf course lasts for 300 years.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, too. But there is, like, a dragon. I'm assuming it used to be like a castle kind of setup, and you try to put it inside there,
yeah,
right?
Which they think is a demon. Like he hits it with a golf club.
Yeah, he tries to eat it.
Yep. So, Mr. Greener,
Mr. Johnny Greener.
Okay, I'm gonna start calling you Kevin Greener.
I think that's kind of funny. So that's fine.
Actually, it doesn't sound bad either.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not going to. I'm gonna call you Kevin Teeth Mover.
Whatever you say, Hipster Ted.
Okay with that. It fits enough.
It fits enough. That's true. You've accepted this at this point.
It's really hard to argue after a certain point. It fits way too well.
Go back to your philosophy.
It only causes suffering.
Yes, go on.
Now I lost my train of thought completely.
Okay. So Johnny Greener.
Okay. He doesn't believe in the gods.
Yes, he doesn't. He's like he's what you would call like a doubter, I guess, or some sort of like
atheist.
No, not. I guess not an atheist per se, because he says the gods like a lot.
I mean, I say God bless you occasionally.
I know. So in that term of
turn of phrase.
Yeah, I guess like turn of phrase. Like he doesn't believe in fate.
Yeah, no. He goes out to try to find better pasture.
Yep.
Meets this dragon.
He's a greener.
Bargains with two random strangers who they almost kill each other immediately.
Yeah.
Gives them food in exchange for seeing some gods, and he brings them to. They bring him to a city.
Yeah.
It's all abandoned. I actually quite like the way post-apocalyptic cities look when they're like this. So
yeah, all overgrown.
Yeah, they thought all the statues were people that Sodom and Gomorrah looked back at the destruction and were turned to pillars.
Yeah. Or even like Medusa, where it just turned to stone for defying something. Whatever.
Yeah. Now that night they're captured and enslaved by Cyclos.
Cyclos.
I keep doing that. Cyclos is. Oh, you know why? I'm thinking Cylon.
Oh, Cylon. Oh, yeah. Also much better than this.
Yeah, both versions, by the way. I would rather watch the original Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Not Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar.
Battlestar. Yes.
And watch this.
Yeah. Then Battlefield.
Yeah. I'd rather play the board game. The board game's great.
I could get into that.
Oh man, we'll play the board game later.
All right. So we get captured by the silos, right?
And enslaved.
And enslaved. Yeah.
Now the humans are used as grunt labor because the
Cyclos.
Cyclos.
Those.
Do not understand that machine labor is easier and cheaper than enslaving a native population.
And making them do the work for you.
Yeah, now, it gets worse.
Yeah, it does get worse,
yeah. One, they have to provide oxygen inside their little dome colony for all the humans.
Yeah, they have a special atmosphere that only the Cyclos can breathe, which is why I also imagine that they have in mind the whole entire Earth, because it takes time to build these things, even in 300 years, I suppose.
Yeah, they only have one, and it's in Denver.
Specifically Denver, for some reason.
Yeah, which...
It's really weird when I think about it now.
Yeah, well, I think that area has a decent amount of gold in it.
I guess, but it's like you only have one spot.
Yeah.
That's it. And the Earth is big.
I mean, they fly across the United States in like an hour at one point. Like, they have decent travel.
That's true, but I guess you're right. I don't know. It seems just a little odd to me that you wouldn't have like at least one more base.
Yeah, or just have one in orbit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a satellite or like some sort of like space station.
Space station works really well for this. Then you can deploy drones whenever these happen to be over and pick them up when it like works. Like, it's not that hard.
Oh, we could have wrote a much better movie.
Yeah. Also, why do they need gold? They want gold, and it bugs me.
Okay, so this is like the same kind of thing where I saw a movie called Cowboys versus Aliens.
Okay.
And also the main thing the aliens were looking for is also gold. They never explain why. It's just a lazy writing thing because gold is precious.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like gold...
They use it for technology a lot.
Yeah, but also they use like silver and platinum.
Yeah, like other metals too.
There's a like if you're look if one line of gold is used for X,
yeah,
and I will buy it completely.
Yeah,
I don't need much
convincing.
There's a little bit of suspension of disbelief that needs to be done, but I just need one line of hell, even just having like just saying like the senders really want it or something.
Right, like we have like a need for this for I don't know,
even vanity reasons.
Yeah.
Or for example, they did have someone like a representative from the Home Office come. If he was just wearing a bunch of gold,
like he was plated out in gold.
Yeah,
that would be actually very smart.
Yeah, that's like it's like today it's a status symbol. They just really like wearing gold. And in this it's a very stratified economy from the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lord knows England conquered the world for spices.
Yeah, which they use. I love that line too, which they use in none of their food.
It's so true.
Send that crap everywhere else. We don't need it.
So Mr. Greener is taken. Only used for grunt work, not mining.
Yep.
But eventually, Travolta alien, whose name I don't remember, nor do I have any inclination to try. Kerr. Insolent Kerr.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Gets a plan, and it's what if we train the man animals
to mine?
Yeah. And everyone thinks he's crazy because they're too stupid.
Well, it's also like a rule with the Home Office.
That's right. It's a rule with the Home Office, which is smart. That is the one smart rule the Home Office has given. Because if you teach people how to mine, you've taught them how to use heavy machinery and explosives.
Yeah. Which is, not a great idea.
Yeah, no. Even, like, they taught him how to fly their crafts to transport this stuff.
That's also a really bad idea.
Yeah, that was probably, that is probably the stupidest decision.
To be fair, it was like even if they, like, fly close to the uranium, then, like, something starts, like, sparking off in their ship. So.
That's right. So it's the Cyclos.
Cyclo, yes.
Dear God, I cannot do this.
No, you're fine. I can help you out, Ted.
The Cylons.
Don't reference a better thing. All right, come on.
They have a particular gas they have to breathe. It's never mentioned, probably because it's made up. And it basically instantly combusts if it's near any sort of radiation.
Yeah, which what their like ships run on?
Yeah, this was a question of mine.
Gold? What are they? How? What?
I don't know.
So what is their home planet like? What is the energies? Okay, it can't be nuclear. It really can't. I hate this movie.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, there is in sci-fi. I don't mind if there's materials that like don't go by the rules of physics as we know them.
Star Trek does that all the time.
Yeah, I'm willing to accept that like there's a gas that works very differently, or there's another viable alternative to nuclear fuel for like these super things. Like I'm okay with that.
Right, but you have to introduce and then share that thing so people understand.
One line.
Yeah.
Like, if you could solve half the problems with the setting in a paragraph.
Yeah, or like just like a few throwaway lines like that. Yes.
Yeah, it's not hard.
No.
They seem. Wait, no. They do mention this. They teleport. There's a teleport chamber.
Yes. How is it powered? Nobody knows. How are those flight simulators powered that are still running after 300 years? How do those guns work that are still usable after 300 years that also aren't very effective because zero silos get shot by them?
Huh. Okay, so
You remember that?
Mr. Greener makes several escape attempts, and he's figured out to be relatively clever.
Yeah, like smarter than your average man animal. A little redundant.
Yep. So they decide that he's going to be their alpha for some reason.
Yeah, or like the leader of the pack that'll like kind of tell the others what to do.
Yeah. So they bring him in and plug him into a learning machine,
Yes.
which beams information to his brain, and apparently it's presented by a representative of a former slave race.
Yeah.
Which is very depressing, by the way.
Also, like I would say like a cool idea.
Oh yeah, it was very cool because it's this being is very clearly being down, or either that or like has a gun to its head. It talks about the superiority of the silos and how his race is almost definitely already extinct.
Yeah, if you are seeing me right now, that means my entire race has probably been extinct or exterminated by the Cyclos, our superior race. So, like stuff like that.
Yeah, which once again, I have no idea how those silos managed to conquer anything.
Well, I mean,
I'm still trying to figure out how they made a society.
so when when everyone is dumb in the universe, it kind of makes sense. Everyone's dumb in this universe, man, especially the Cyclos. But here's my thing. I kind of like that idea because the alien looked interesting.
Yeah. Oh no, he was.
Yeah.
That was probably the coolest effect of the movie.
Yeah. If they had more things like that, like more just like random looking aliens, then I would like that.
Yeah. The silos are basically bad Klingon looking things.
Yeah. They have like the foreheads,
but not their cool ridges.
No.
They just have long foreheads.
They have. Yeah, some of them do. Some of them are like John Travolta, which he just looks like a guy.
Yeah, and
he has like weird fingernails.
Yeah, they're a bit taller.
Yeah,
they're from a higher gravity world, so they're stronger.
Yeah,
which also should mean they're shorter, but they're not.
Hey, listen, L. Ron Hubbard is not a scientist. That's very clear.
Yeah. Warhammer has a problem where they have a subspecies of human called ogrins.
Okay,
they're ogres. But they're from a really high gravity world, and they're super strong, super tough, and super big.
And that wouldn't make sense with the high gravity world, but
they're artificial.
Oh, that's how you get around that. Okay,
yeah.
So, okay, that makes more sense now.
Humans did not evolve this way in like 10,000 years. It was like necessary survival modifications were made. Like they actually do have quite a bit of intelligence, but it's very much focused like. I forget how they put it, but basically the instinctual parts of the brain and like the parts where it's recognizing patterns in food are massive.
Yeah, like they kind of overshadow every other part of the brain, basically.
Yeah, and like the amount that's left for learning language is minimal. Like they have a smart one's roughly a 4-year-old when it comes to like learning language and mathematics and such.
That's interesting. Okay.
But when it talks about the dynamics of throwing a spear,
very smart.
Yeah, if they're talking about tracking migration cycles to make sure you know when the food is, they do that by instinct.
Yeah.
And that's how they get around that. And it works. I think it's a legitimate explanation.
Yeah.
They actually do have a natural species called squats that are basically space dwarfs that did evolve naturally on super high gravity planets.
Were they extinct?
Yeah,
I think?
we talked about that. They're all dead.
Yeah.
They introduced one in a recent book.
Oh, really? Like a survivor?
Yeah, he's a mercenary random.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
So maybe there's a few like scattered bits of them going through. You know, being a bounty hunter and such, you can be a cool space dwarf bounty hunter.
Yeah, like, but
which is way cooler than everything in this movie. That concept.
Yes.
So one screener has learned through this learning machine.
Which,
he tries teaching people mathematics and culture and all this stuff.
What would it be called the
Pythagorean theorem?
Yeah, would it be called that if another alien race learned it?
No. Also, he doesn't teach them the Pythagorean theorem. He teaches them how all the sides are equal if the angles are equal.
But he calls it that.
Yeah.
He calls it that in the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember saying that.
So you would have to, because like it's named after an ancient Greek thinker.
Yeah. By the way, do you know anything about Pythagoras?
Only that the Pythagoras theorem.
He was a weird cult leader.
Oh.
He enforced like vows of silence on his followers and killed them if they didn't.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
No, he was a weird cult guy.
Okay.
We don't know most of his math work because all of it was secret and everything.
Talking about let's segue just for a second here, but talking about like weird cult people, uh, which ironically enough, this movie has like a lot of that.
This movie brought to you by Scientology.
Raju, yeah, and there's this like the one guy on Newgrounds that I learned about. He's called like spirit science, right? So the basic idea of spirit science is that it's very similar to Scientology actually. I
Oh
think it's like
God.
inspired by it kind of where it's just there's like another alien race that built like the pyramids and that kind of stuff, and then you couldn't possibly build a pyramid. Humans couldn't have that kind of technology. So it was obviously an alien race or something else that came down here to do it. And the best way that this dude who made a nun game where you kill monsters in Newgrounds, and then I guess that's like skyrocketed him to a cult. It's just basically the idea is that human beings are not smart enough to do these kind of things back in the day. So obviously we had alien help from that. That's how all these things kind of start.
Yeah. So interesting enough, this movie does have a throwaway line
Yeah.
where they might explain why humans are treated so poorly, because
Oh God, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, go on.
they mention how there was another species that they originally tried to enslave that was clearly superior to humans, and somehow got the humans to cart them around and care for them.
And chauffeur him. Yep.
Yes, dogs.
It's like an old Jerry Seinfeld joke. If aliens came down and saw us picking up the poop of the dogs, who would they think is the superior race? Obviously, the dog. It's like a really bad Jerry Seinfeld joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Jerry, our sound producer, named after Jerry Seinfeld?
A little bit, yeah, and Jerry Garcia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a couple reasons for that name.
So yeah, that's the theory on why humans are so stupid, because dogs.
And also, like, I don't get the idea that they are so against the thought that humans could learn mining. Main thing being could,
Yeah,
because apparently when they go to these giant structures, like I don't know, like the library. How did this library get created, Ted?
dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah, I mean, clearly most human buildings were not made with dogs in mind. The stairs would be very different, for example.
Yes, yes, yes. But as a smart race like the Cyclos are,
So obviously, now that he's intelligent, they start mining.
yeah,
And to make sure he gets no idea of revolt, John Travolta brings
it's so stupid.
Greener to the White House and the
Yeah.
Library of Congress, and just lets him spend a day or two just reading and studying, because
Yeah.
nothing you learn here was enough to defeat us the first time. We defeated this entire planet in 9 minutes.
Wait, how would he know English? Because like
Yeah,
the information the Cyclos give him would be everything about Cyclo, right?
and they have their own language.
Yeah, and I would assume they have their own written language because they have their own number system or numbers that they had. So how would he be able to read anything, Ted?
Yeah, I severely doubt his tribe in the irradiated desert.
Know how to read English?
Not only that, know what it means 300 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, Lord knows, 300 years from now, if you brought me to the future and had me read something,
Yeah. Like the language would be just completely different at that. Well,
Yeah.
like terms.
yeah,
and-
no, it's like I forgot what they call it, but like it's one of those weird like balances they have to make when like translating the Bible into like modern language.
Yeah.
It's because certain terms and everything just don't make sense anymore,
Yeah.
or like there's like instruments they have to change the names of occasionally,
Right.
because like hackbutt is no longer an instrument.
Yeah. So the flute. Like I don't know.
Bagpipe is closer.
Bagpipe, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a type of bagpipe, but yeah, it's just stuff like that where you
It doesn't translate the same.
no, you have to make these kind of weird compromises. The Bible is a particularly hard example, but it's the only one I know like of people that really try to be as close as possible while at the same time having to make it understandable.
Yeah, it's
That's a rough job.
No, definitely.
But like some of that's from English less than 300 years ago.
Mm.
Just keeping the King James Bible relatively up to date is a very hard job.
Yeah.
That you need a lot of theologians and language experts.
To agree on things because it's not always very clear.
Yeah, and historians and
Yeah.
Latin, like you need a lot of work to do this.
No, but it's
Now
just
imagine that you've lost all that cultural reference point
yeah,
and live in a desert in a shitty little cave,
yeah.
and maybe you know how to read.
You might be irradiated.
Yeah, and if you know how to read, it's probably like the most basic sort of reading, like going to X field today.
Yeah. Or it's gonna be mostly like caveman drawings. They're basically cavemen.
Yeah,
And John Travolta shows like a later thing like, yeah, you stupid humans can't do many good things, but drawing is okay. And there's like a picture, I guess like close enough to look like Johnny Greener, I guess. I don't know how you could tell. I couldn't
yeah.
even see the picture.
Okay, so when he brings him to the Library of Congress and
Yeah.
all this, he apparently learns that Fort Knox exists, and since the gold is in a radiated zone and they need to fly, he just flies over and they take a bunch of gold from Fort Knox
Yeah.
and just say, "Oh, we had time to smelt it."
With what? I don't know.
Yeah, this look just okay. Look, just break it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that. I mean, it's like, oh, this is really pure. It's like, yeah, it is. It's weird.
So they're his plan is to try to find they're given like permission to mine those fields because it's irradiated and they can't go near it. Whatever. They go to Fort Knox, bring the gold. Okay, makes sense. But their whole plan is to try to go to, I guess, several army bases and then learn how to fly jets
In 4 days,
in 4 days. Get the guns and ammunition from there so they can like give it to their tribe of
which
people,
still work
which still work
after
after
300
300 years. A year 300. But there's that, and there's also just I guess teaching not only that, but also getting a nuclear bomb to explode the cycloplanet. So they have to go to like Texas, they have to go to like Kentucky, they have to go to like 3 different places with a ship and just fly around and grab this stuff so they can try and kill all the cyclos.
and they do.
And they managed to. Good
Yeah,
on them.
they make a fallout assault. They
Well, yeah.
kamikaze pilot into the dome.
Good old Carlo. That's a piece of cake, by the way. By the way, if you're a caveman, what is cake?
Yeah, he says it will be a piece of cake to blow up the dome.
What is cake?
Get a nuclear bomb to the teleportation chamber.
Yep.
Teleport to planet Silo.
Have one person be like a what is that, kamikaze? I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, just like blow themselves up. Yeah, his brother died too, so that was sad.
Yeah. And sets off a chain reaction and blows up the entire planet.
Yep.
Like, not the surface.
Yeah.
The planet.
The whole entire planet. The whole planet is gone. That is a very, you could just light a match and blow up the whole planet.
Yeah, what if someone brought a piece of uranium? Like, I wonder if a bomb was necessary.
A small amount causes like sparks, right? That's
Yeah.
not even like when they're getting close enough.
Yeah, that was like 300 years after an explosion levels of radiation.
Yes. Wow. Okay. By the way, Ted, what does that teach you?
Oh.
Nuclear bombs are useful.
Yeah, it's a very pro-nuclear message, honestly.
We don't need to de-escalate. We need to have these on standby.
Kevin, honest to God, if someone was talking about like nuclear arms and their argument was, yeah, but what in case of alien invasion, we need a fuck ton of these things.
Yeah. Because they can't breathe that atmosphere anyway. It's fine.
That is the literal, like, if you watch the old Justice League cartoon,
Yeah.
the first episode, that is literally a plot point.
Oh, that is, yes.
Like, Superman's, like,
trying
helps,
to, not, what's it called? De-arm?
yeah, they de-escalation, and Superman personally, like, helps remove the warheads from a bunch of nuclear missiles from both the United States and Russia as like this peace act, I think. Maybe it's just the United States. I don't remember. But the aliens are actually infiltrating the government to try to prevent the countries from having these nuclear missiles so they can invade.
Yes, I remember that now.
That's a legitimate plot point.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of beautiful in a way.
Oh yeah, it's great. I think
That's good writing.
Yeah, no, that's a smart plot point.
Yeah.
Like if you want to talk about like why nuclear de-escalation is bad and your argument is aliens.
I could kind of buy that.
Yeah, no, it's like then it becomes a calculation of but what are the chances?
Yeah, I mean,
probably lower than us blowing ourselves up with them.
True, but at the same time too, I mean,
yeah. Once again, there is the
pros and cons.
The chances are not zero.
No, it's the universe is so big.
Yeah.
That anything is literally almost anything is possible.
Yeah. The question is whether or not like fast and light travel is a thing that can be done
Which, by the way, I'm glad they don't touch upon any of this in
No,
Battlefield
they teleport, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Um,
By the way, so here's the thing too. While this is all happening, like Johnny Greener is trying to do his like little thing, you have this like a little interesting side plot, like B plot with Forrest Whitaker, who is like the black guy, is second in command.
oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and John Travolta.
Yes, and Forrest Whitaker, who is his sub chief of security,
Yeah, his like second in command.
keeps trying to one up his boss and like get leverage on him,
Yeah,
and
their
keeps
favorite word.
failing miserably.
Yeah, like he's even given like video footage, right, by Johnny Greener to try and get like leverage over John Travolta. But even at that point, with Johnny Greener being the one who's actually smarter than Forrest Whitaker and actually records him doing these things, even then, he only gives the tape out to one other person, and that's your friendly bartender.
Which John Travolta says as
flamboyantly as possible.
while picking up the
Severed
head.
Can we talk about the logistics of that?
Yeah. Well, okay.
So he would have to know beforehand that he was getting betrayed.
Well, the bartender was feeding him information beforehand.
Yes,
but
and then he
then
betrayed
he
him.
fucked over the bartender.
Yes.
So why the bartender would give him that information is an interesting question.
So okay.
So is the bartender stupid enough to continue feeding him information after that?
No, I don't think so.
How did he find out?
Okay, so John Travolta is magical.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, and he is magical, but also sexist.
Yeah, it's very the silos are very sexist. Like they talk about like at one point, the woman he's hiring to be a prostitute secretary.
Yeah.
Like tries to make a move, and he's like, a woman getting leverage. How novel!
Oh, her tongue is so long.
Like that was like a selling point.
That was a selling point. Like both John Travolta and Forrest Whitaker are very interested in that fact.
Yeah. Which confuses me how that's novel.
Yeah.
It's remarkably like it's like that can't possibly be.
Maybe their anatomy is different.
Oh, what?
Like maybe the females like I don't know with the tongue or something.
Oh, I was thinking how culturally I don't believe the society has like how sexism that prevalent could be a thing, and not like in Rome it was very sexist culture.
Yeah.
But like the scheming wife was a very popular thing.
Yes.
To the point where like we're not sure if it's like just like Roman senators saying, "Oh, it was my wife's doing," and like putting her name on like the slander things and art that was depicting someone else for console and all that.
Yeah.
Or not like there's occasional evidence like Emperor Justinian's wife Theodosia had her own spy network.
Yes.
When he was sick, she took over just fine.
Yeah.
Wasn't easy, but she did it really quick.
Yeah.
So like, it's always like interesting, like what part of this is propaganda and how many of these women did have their own spy networks.
Right. So it's
like it's look. I'm just saying it's like even in like a patriarchal culture. That's where we get the word patriarchal culture of Rome.
Yeah.
There were women with spy networks.
Right.
We don't know how many because it's an easy scapegoat.
Yeah. But they did exist.
Yeah. So the fact that like this world, which is kind of Roman inspired in a lot of ways, there's a Senate.
Yeah. Let's get into that just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. We have to talk about the government because clearly the Dunkin' Donuts empire is superior.
Obviously.
Democracy has failed us.
So yes, there is that.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, that stupid subplot. Anyways, the assistant ends up at the end being the head
Cyclo.
And just
what does that mean?
I don't know. The humans win. John Travolta is kept locked up in Fort Knox in case of Silo.
Oh, and you know what's great?
Comes.
You know what's great too? Is that look at the bright side. At least you got your goal.
Yeah, so after the Silo's destroyed, that's what happens. He's trapped, surrounded by his own wealth.
His hubris, if you will.
Yeah, it's very on the nose.
It's oh god, everything in this movie's on the nose. Yeah. Everything.
The nose got shot off at one point, I'm guessing.
Well, they shoot off so many hands and limbs. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, John Travolta is an amazing shot, and that's part of it. He at one point shoots off the individual legs of cows.
I don't know how they hold the gun either, because like I think they only have like 3 fingers.
Their guns have a different setup. It's not like our guns.
No, I get that. It's like a weird like there's 2 barrels. One on the top, one on the bottom.
One's stun, one's kill.
Yeah, which that's not taken from every sort of media, but turn your phases to stun. But there's that. I don't know how, because like all these humans hold it sideways,
Well, they don't. I think that's just them not knowing how to hold it.
but they hold those guns really easily later on.
Well, I mean, look, if when I was a kid, I was being taught to shoot a gun for the first time.
Yeah,
I pretty much held it right the first time. It's pretty much made to be held. It's
right.
like taking a mug. Where do you hold it? Well,
The
the
handle. Yeah, yeah.
There's a hand shaped hole.
Yeah. I just don't understand how you're supposed to hold that gun. like I don't get it.
Hey man, silos think differently than we do.
Yeah, you're right. That's very true. Scions think differently than we do. I agree. So there's that. In the end, they win, and for some reason, they keep John Travolta alive for
Leverage,
which I don't understand how that's supposed to work out.
It's because silos think so weirdly that
Yeah, like so stupidly. You mean?
Yeah, they would not want revenge on the humans, but the silo that allowed it to happen.
What happens after they like?
I don't know, Kevin.
What?
I don't know.
So he has a bounty on him.
Yeah.
So
that's it. They don't want vengeance. They want the money.
what's that going to do for them?
Well, it gives the humans sort of, oh yeah, here, leave us alone, take this. But then they'll immediately get betrayed because they're silos.
Because they're silos or cyclos, whatever.
Silos, yes, they're giant grain storage facilities.
They're solo cups.
They're Han Solo.
Oh, a whole planet of Han Solos, huh?
That'd be way cooler.
That also wouldn't work in a society either.
Depends on what era of Han Solo.
I mean, Wild Wild West. Kind
Yeah.
of like looking kind of thing going on. He's like the sheriff, but he's also the outlaw.
And the bartender.
Oh, and the one who shoots first.
And the Han shot first.
He always shoots first when there's nothing but a planet of Hans. The whole planet would be dead. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about the Senate.
Okay, so John Travolta is the chief security on this planet.
Yes. There's chief security. There's like
there's the
planet ship.
Planet ship. Your
Yes.
planet ship, the governor of the planet.
Yes.
And they work for a corporation,
Yes.
but there is a Senate. Now,
Right.
whether or not it's the Senate of the corporation or if there's a bunch of corporations that work underneath the Senate.
Yeah. So, okay. So it's not called the government. It's called the Home Office.
Well, so this brings up the point. Are they
wait.
So they only bring up like the corporate guidelines, and everyone's talking about law. There might be
Yeah.
laws,
But
it's
because they're like a mining operation, I guess.
yeah, like
'Cause-
are they? Is like the laws of the Senate only for their home planet? Like if the planet ship, maybe his word is law, but he still works for the corporations.
The Senate decides where people go to work, though.
Well, no, because he pissed off a senator. The senator might also be like one of the main owners of the corporation.
Oh, the senator has a lot of friends.
Yeah, like
Okay.
or maybe it can be both. You can hold both. You can be a CEO and a senator.
That's true. That's very true.
As the old United States learned the hard way.
Yes. But okay. So here's my thing. You have the Senate, right? Obviously, you have a Senate because there's a senator.
Yes.
You have the Home Office, which is also related to the military because the Home Office controls like which planets take over what, where they get to take over stuff.
So maybe it's sort of an East India Company scenario where there is a corporate military.
Yes. Okay. There's that. There could be that too. True.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here, Kevin.
Yeah.
And not a lot of answers.
No, there's not. There's like zero answers really.
There's an academy. We don't know if that's corporate run, government run, or independent.
Why would they have an academy if you can just beam knowledge to your head?
We talked about this earlier, Kevin. Or personally, we did not on mic.
Yeah.
We don't know.
While you were learning how to spell your name, I was learning how to take over galaxies. What do they grade that on? Like, how many people you can betray? Like,
yeah, they even like mentioned like the subordinate. It's like,
if I knew that was your daughter,
you wouldn't last one day at the academy. Like, it's like how many people do they admit to this academy, and how many of them survive it?
I mean, I would imagine there's people born off of the Cyclo homeworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people born like in space or on the other
but
planet.
do they get shipped back to learn at the academy?
the bartender tried to get him into the academy. It cost money to go
Yeah.
to the academy, and apparently he did something. I don't know what he did, but he did something like where it would be frowned upon or something like that, like report wise. But it cost money to go into the academy, I guess.
I wonder if it costs. Is like those info beams super expensive?
I get.
Wait. Hold. Because
Yeah,
the
okay.
slave is talking as if to another slave. Like it's not talking to a silo. Maybe the knowledge beam is not used on silos.
Wait,
Or
but
cyclos, whatever they're called.
so
The knowledge beam is only used for inferior species.
well, why would they have that? Because they're not supposed to teach anyone about mining or anything.
To teach them language and such, like the.
I guess. For okay, the alien said, "Forgive my impertinence for daring to teach you."
Yeah.
So I would imagine it's also supposed to be for other cyclos.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
So stupid.
Yeah. No.
Oh, also they believe in heaven and hell, apparently.
Yeah, they just mentioned this. When you die, it'll be an upgrade from this planet in hell. Like
Yeah.
that implies theology.
Yeah, which we can't get into because there's not enough about that. Oh, and they have like a favorite word, which is crap. Other than leverage, it's crap. This crap lousy ceiling, where he bumps his head on like the ceiling. Those corporate crap heads won't even know about the gold. Like they use crap like a lot for their talking about people in a negative way. I also haven't seen a cyclo bathroom anywhere. Not that I would want to see it.
I mean, well, this is the whole Star Trek thing of how often do you see a toilet?
Like never.
I remember in like a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Someone clearly comes out of a bathroom, and like
Right.
I'm always shocked when that happens.
Because it's so like non-prevalent.
Yeah, but they're never using the bathroom. It's like they're coming out of a shower or something. There's never a moment in like a movie or something where someone was very clearly on the toilet a few minutes before.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Like, if you didn't have to go to the bathroom like ever, like what do you think the price for that would be?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So what I mean though is like, what would you give up to not have to ever go to the bathroom?
I don't know, Kevin.
Like that's what I mean. Like what would the price for that be? Like because that seems like a very convenient thing. Like you don't have to have a toilet. You don't have to have like.
I'm assuming the price is not going anywhere near radiation.
Maybe you're just irradiated. Maybe no one has to go to the bathroom because they're all irradiated.
No, it's not. No, the silo.
Cyclos.
The silos, Kevin. I've given up. This doesn't deserve me getting their name correct.
Yeah, you don't need to.
The psychologists.
Yeah, the psychologist. That's fine.
The
psychologists don't have to go to the bathroom.
They don't use the bathroom.
They still drink though. What happens then? It just goes through like their pores.
Yes, that's the only. I mean, maybe they
like a dogfish.
I mean, maybe there is a bathroom we just didn't see. Maybe they regurgitate it at some point.
This is all like meaningless stuff anyway that we're talking about.
Maybe they grind like something in their body grinds it up and they exhale small amounts of waste with each breath. That's why their breath's so bad.
Oh, that could be it. That could be it. And their teeth are like brown.
Yeah, could be shit. Literal shit.
It's like that South Park episode. You don't see them eat.
They drink a lot.
They drink that green liquid a lot.
Which gets them drunk.
Yeah.
And they reference babies having.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wouldn't it be kind of cool if it was made out of like a different like alien race or something?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me either. But anyway, so what would you rate this movie, Ted, on a scale of home offices? Oh, I'm sorry.
19 home offices?
No. Let's change that. 1 out of 10. How much leverage would you give this movie over you?
Okay, Kevin. I'm in a tough spot.
Okay.
Because.
Why are you in a tough spot? Because it has a lot of leverage over you?
No, because what I give movies is so skewed.
Yeah.
Because I'm comparing this, like, yeah, but how many, fox necklaces is this worth? And, how much? I compared to that, it's Casablanca.
Okay.
So,
well, you gotta keep everything like relative, though.
Yeah, that's
because like relative to the Diamond Fox, Cobra,
Diamond Cobra, and White Fox.
White Fox. I was gonna say silver.
Hey, I was doing that.
Yeah. Last time, yeah. Compared to like the budget, because one movie you have Deandra Brown, and one movie you have John Travolta. So there's
That is true.
Yeah, so like you can't put those in the same realm.
True. Okay, now put that in mind. 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Now, something we didn't really talk about. The thing that actually really bugged me about this movie.
Okay.
The cinematography.
Oh, everything's on a Dutch angle. And if you don't know what a Dutch angle is, it's like slightly off kilter. It's like on a weird...
Slightly is not what I'd use. They are rather significant at times.
Yeah, like everything is uphill.
Yeah, it's like 30 to 40 degrees.
Yeah.
It's like...
For like 30 to 40% of the movie, that's like...
really weird.
And also distracting.
Yeah.
Because there's no point to it.
I think our sound producer just destroyed something, so we better wrap this up.
Yeah, Mom, you okay? Okay.
Yeah, hey, in case she's really not okay, let's wrap this up, Kevin.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Bye, everybody.
2 out of 10.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all for next time. Goodbye, and thank you. Okay, quick question like cranberry sauce, yay or nay?
Pretty neutral on cranberry sauce, actually.
I mean, like, if it's like the canned Jello'd one.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Like, I've had good cranberry sauce, I've had, but, like, I am neither
here nor there for it.
I'm really like, it's an option. I had some good cranberry sauce this year.
Was it homemade?
Yes.
Okay.
It was actually at the school the day after Thanksgiving. We had a lot of leftovers and everything.
Yeah.
And she makes everything from scratch. She owns her own farm and is very into that.
Yeah, nice. Okay, I can appreciate that. Do you heat up the cranberry sauce, or is it just like cold on top of something?
Hers was about the same temperature as the food.
Okay, so like not room temp, but like
A
food.
little bit warm. Food temp.
Food temp. That's a good way to describe it. It's like not piping hot, but food temp.
Yeah.
Food temp is a good way. All right. Okay, 10.
Food temp.
Food temp. we should coin that. How's your food? It's food temp.
Yeah. You know what you call it? It's food temp.
Yeah, it's food temp. You started off, my friend.
Okay, Kevin, if you want to cut this part out and then put it at the end of the episode as like a...
It just has like a little thing. Yeah, that'd be fine. And especially this conversation about that.
This entire thing. Yeah, I mean, this feels perfect. I mean, plenty of podcasts do like outtakes or like what they talked about before.
Yeah, that's true.